Oh, man. Welcome back to the Gray Space.
Yes, sir, we are back. We're back with another special guest. And as we always say, he's the most recent.
So he's the most
He's
special.
the most special.
Yeah, that's right.
We got Mr. Dave Miranda in the building.
Man.
Yes, sir. What's
Welcome
going on?
in.
Thank
What's going
you,
on, brother?
man. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming to SoCal, Arizona.
Yeah.
I
I was just out here too. So
Yeah, I
it's
know.
Like, I feel
I
like
know.
we're just coming back.
I know. You were just in LA, so you know what I'm saying.
Can't get enough of it, right?
Right. Well, how was your trip in LA? I know
was
you
good.
shot
It was good.
a
So-
show out there, right?
So we filmed. So I was there a couple weeks ago, and we filmed. We filmed 2 episodes out there. That was nice. One in North Hollywood, and then one in Carlsbad.
Okay, nice.
And then this trip that I recently did was with family. It was just a vacation trip.
Okay,
So that was nice.
good.
That was nice.
Good.
Probably much needed.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Absolutely,
Oh,
man. You know.
So for the people that don't know, tell us a little bit about yourself. Kind of what you do. You know, we know you're in music and you got your show.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the music.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's really your backbone and how you started, right?
Absolutely. So born and raised in Arizona. Jumped into the music scene out here in top of 2004.
Okay.
Just performed everywhere, for a good, a good run, you know what I mean? Pretty much established myself out here, did a lot of tours and stuff like that. Just networking and creating everything that we had at that time being, was involved in a group, was a part of a group called the Writers Guild.
Shout out to the Writers Guild.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was me, Mega Ran, my brother Mega Ran, Rocky Tirade, Pennywise, Big Penny, and Slop Funk Dust. And then the original members too was my brother DN3 and Rock Knowledge too. They were in it as well. So we had that going on for many years. Dropped numerous projects, man. Probably I think about 15 projects over that time. Man. I mean, just really moved and shaked in the scene for a long time.
Sure.
And then decided to make the transition. You kind of get to a point where it's like, it's like, what more can you really say?
Right.
And that's kind of where I was at with it. It just wasn't really that fun anymore.
Okay.
And I was like, I always wanted to get into like media, like film.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I always wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I kind of sat back on it for a little bit, and in 2019, I originally had an idea that I wanted to do a documentary on the scene.
Okay.
So that was the original plan. So Jimmy Nelson is my buddy who does the filming for the show. But we go back to 2004, top of 04. He was my first engineer for my first album.
Okay.
So
Nice.
we've because he's a music producer as well.
Yeah.
And so we go back to 16 years or so, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I reached out to Jimmy because he was doing film.
Okay.
And he's only been doing film for 3 years, and when you see the show, it's like,
It's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's just how he's always been, man. Like, Jimmy's that type of dude where it's like, when he learns something that he likes, he goes 1,000%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, I remember we had the studio when he was living in East Mesa at the time, and he wanted to get the acoustics right. So he wanted to put wood grain for the floor, right?
Okay.
Called a guy. The guy was like, it's gonna be like $1,800 or something. He got on YouTube and learned it. He not only did not only did the studio, he ended up doing the whole house.
Oh wow.
That's how he is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so, so when he was doing the film, I was like, dude, we should do a documentary or something. I think that'd be kind of dope.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, that would be. Then the pandemic hits.
Mm-hmm.
Procrastination, all these things start to come into play.
Right.
You're kind of like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, let's figure it out, you know what I mean? And so that's why when you see the show, it's not like a podcast. It looks like a mini docuseries.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we kept that same element, you know, that idea, the original aspect of it. And so when people are like, yeah, you know, they think like we just met. It's like, no, I've known Jimmy since he was a kid, pretty much. You know what I mean? And so that's like my little brother. You know what I mean? And so, and he was originally a part of the Society of Invisibles.
Okay.
TSOI, big hip hop group in Arizona for many years. He was originally an in-house producer for them as well.
Nice.
So,
what gave you the idea for the show? Did you have other things that you wanted to do? Like, how did it end up? Or was it always going to be like this was going to be the format?
No. So what I started doing, because what I was noticing is that, you know, everyone was home.
Right.
So you had individuals. So what was happening is that people were doing a lot of IG Live interviews. You
Yeah,
started seeing a lot of that.
There was a lot of
There was
those.
a lot of that, you know.
Yeah,
and,
Facebook Live as well.
Facebook Live, you know. But the IG Live really is what caught me. You know what I mean? Because I was like hearing these stories from people. Like Fat Man Scoop was doing a show like every day at like 4:00 and was having these dope ass people on that were like legends.
Right.
Telling their stories, you know. And I was like, yo, man, like this would be dope. But I was like, man, maybe we can do something where it's more of like, it's not as long, kind of something that's just going to be, you know, kind of straight to the point. But, you know, I'm thinking of ideas. I'm brainstorming. And then something hit me. It was like, man, just do 5 questions, you know, like just do 5 questions. They don't have to be necessarily be random, you know, but we can, you know, based off of whoever the individual is and their background, you know, something that's going to keep that going. So I was like, you know, let's do something around that. And then it was like, now I'm thinking of a title, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm always just thinking, man, I don't know if it's the ADHD or whatever, you know what I mean? We're always going, man. As an artist, it's like, you know, that's just what you do. You're a creative, you know? And so, I was like, all right, well, let's kind of stumble. So I started stumbling with some ideas. I was like, no, I'm not going to call it I Got 5 on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was like, that is not original.
Right.
And then it just hit me. And I was like, I think I saw something, man. I think it's crazy. I think I was just like I was going to the grocery store and this guy, that's what it was, man. I was going to the grocery store and this guy was like getting cash back or something, right? And he was talking to the cashier. I'm like in Safeway, you know what I mean? And the guy's like, yeah. He goes, how much cash back do you need? And he was like, just give me 5. He said it just like that, you know. And at that time, I'm in transition where my mode is like I'm thinking, I'm brainstorming. So the timing that hit was just impeccable.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Fire.
And I was like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
what was that?
You know, like love. Yeah, you know. And it was like, let's do it. Just give me 5.
That's fire.
Just give me 5, you know. And then, you know, I was like, well, so I ran it by Jimmy and he was like, so you want it to only be 5 minutes? Like he was trying to understand. And I was like, no, 5 questions. He goes, oh, okay. And then, so I was like, you know, once we start putting this together, because that's what people were like, we thought it was 5 minutes. You know what I mean? These are like 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's 5 questions. And like, oh, I see now. You know what I mean? And so it ended up working out. You know what I mean?
Do you ever regret doing just 5 and not being like, man, I wish I could ask?
Oh, there's
7, 8, 10 questions.
There's plenty. You know, like there's a couple. Geez, man, like when we had Poker Face on, and I've known Alafia for many, many years, man. Like me and Poke go back, but like, I mean, his episode was by far the longest. It was about an hour, and I told him, I told Taji Sharp, I just told him, I was like, you guys need a book, man, or like a documentary, man, because I just feel like there's so much more, you know what I mean, that can be covered with what you guys have to experience. Because some people are different. Some people are just like straight to the point. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
So like my buddy was like, yeah, I noticed the duration of timing on these kind of varies. Yeah. You have one that's like 14 minutes long, and you have one that's like 45 minutes long. Right. And it's like, yeah, it just depends on how much they want to, explain and kind of elaborate. You know what I mean? But Yeah, there's a few where I'm like, damn, like even Richie Evans, man, we had Richie on, like he was like man, wait till we do part 2 in the future, you know, and I was like, yeah, you know what I mean, you know, well, yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, it gets a little, you know, and I just try to, that's why what I'll do though, if you notice, like I'll ask them, like one of the questions would be like, what are 3 of your greatest memories? Right. So that's like tackling 3 in 1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's like, you know, now you're trying to get as much as you can with what you have. Right. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where we're at. You know what I mean?
That's fire. Do you only have 5 questions when you shoot these, or do you have like, is there anything that do you cut it down? Or it's it's like, oh, I have 5 and these are the 5 I'm going to ask, and that's what's going to go to the show. Sometimes it varies. Okay. Just depends on the guest and how much background and work and history they have. Okay. Where it's like, God dang, we go here, we go there. You know what I mean? Right. Like I'm sitting there like, you know, shit. You know what I mean? Is there anything that everything that gets recorded and asked makes the show? There's nothing that gets like cut and saved for later. Oh, we have some of that. Yeah, we have some footage. You know, my buddy was like, never delete the stuff, man. You know, some bonus years down the line, if they end up doing a documentary on Just Give Me 5, you want to have that stuff. You know what I mean? You want to keep the backlog. That's fire. And so we got some stuff. And what we've been including lately is like bloopers too at the end. You know what I mean? Yeah, been doing that. You know what I mean? Just being having fun with it, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, there's just times where you're just, you know what I mean, or they'll just go and, you know, they'll cut out and be like, you know, can we do that again, you know, or something. Oh, like, really? Yeah. We've had a few where they're like, and they're going, man, geez, man, like they're just going and it's going so damn good. Like I'm like, holy shit, this is great. And if we're filming outside, a plane flies by. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Because you do everything like on location.
A lot. Lately, because it's just the weather, like we've been transitioning indoors. Right. And those have been easier. You know, we were a little worried about that, how that was going to go, because we just didn't know what the acoustics was going to be. So the first one we had indoors was Melissa the Midnight Mamacita. I remember that. And we didn't know how that was going to go, because I was like, damn, I don't know if her voice is just going to project so loud, because it's literally like us and the owner in here. And my buddy Matt, who works, he covers the majority of stuff at Heritage Square. That's where we've been filming. Okay. Yeah. So he was able to, he knew the owner of the San Carlos. Okay. You know, so we filmed there. And he was like, yeah, you know, I can get that. So he came for the show also. So it was just like us 5 in there. So I'm like, damn, man, is it going to be like super loud? Is it going to be echoing like crazy? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to be able to hear a fart? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like someone's burping in the back. Yeah. Like I didn't know. And, you know, I was telling Jimmy, I was like, you know, this is going to be a dice roll, man. He goes, I know, this is our first one. We were both kind of nervous. And then it ended up being fine. You know, it was fine. You heard a little bit because they were doing, I remember at the time they had, the owner had some kind of gathering, like a banquet that was going to be, like we had it from 10 to noon, and we had to be out of there like by noon. So towards like 11:30ish, we were still filming her. She was like wrapping up though. And the people were coming in, you know what I'm saying? And you could kind of hear them a little bit towards, I think it was like question 5 or something. And you kind of hear them a little bit, you know, they were coming in, and the owner had to tell them like, hey, just, you know, calm down, you know, shut up, you know. Right. And they're setting up and shit, and it's like, oh boy, you know what I mean? But we made it work, you know what I mean? Right. We did a couple of these, you know what I'm saying? Did a couple, you know what I mean? Right. Got to hit them with that. Yeah, you got to give them a look. You not see camera, you not see what's going on here?
Yeah, you see we doing something,
you know. Right. So we'll get that sometimes. Filming outdoors too, man. You get some people, man, walking by that just want to be funny and shit. They want to try to get on camera. Right. You get that stuff. Little things like that we've learned. I mean, this is all a learning experience for me and Jimmy. I mean, we both have never done this before. Right. You know, I mean, I shot many music videos, you know what I'm saying? Did many interviews like these, but you know, we never did a show like this. So
who does the editing on the videos?
All Jimmy.
All Jimmy does?
All Jimmy, man.
Oh, okay.
It's just, and then my brother Hexagon Beats, man. So Hexagon does all the music production.
Stole a question from me, man. Damn it.
Oh, was that good? No,
just play. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah, so Hexagon, he did the logo as well. You know, so yeah. And him and I have done a couple projects together as well. Very, very good guy. Very just a jack of all trades, man. You know what I mean? He can do it all. So I wanted to just keep everything in house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keep it to where it was the core. You know what I mean? So Hex does all the production, and then Jimmy does all the editing and filming.
Let's talk about Hex for a minute, man,
Let's do it.
because you guys have been linked together for as long as I can remember.
2009-ish, I believe, is when.
Okay.
2009-ish, because we met on Arizona Beats.
Okay.
So Arizona
Yeah,
Beats
yeah.
was a forum out here for people who are not familiar. That my man Blaze Rock, used to run. Lost Perception. Cisco used to be a moderator as well.
remember.
RTC Shogun, and it was awesome, man. I mean, originally back then you had 602 Streets, but then it was Arizona Beats, and it was a great way to network with people. You had so many people on there, producers, MCs, like B-boys. I mean, music, film directors. You had anybody, man, on there, right? Music producers, DJs. So we would be on there, and Hex was on there, and I remember Rand knew him because they did a record together, and then my homie Savant, I believe, worked with
Shout
him
out to
also.
Savant, man.
Yeah,
Shout out Savant, man.
Yeah, man, you know what I mean, and I think I believe he's an entertainment lawyer now.
Yeah, he
right,
is.
right,
So
yeah.
He
In California.
He moved to Cali.
Yeah. Many years ago.
It was probably about 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah, man.
Because I had moved back. And he called me and was like, yo, I'm in LA. And I'm like, what? And
Yeah.
he was working for the Lakers at one point.
Really?
At their main, if I remember correctly, at their main office in El Segundo.
Nice, man.
So yeah,
Did he leave his wallet there too?
Oh,
Shout to Tribe Called Quest on that one.
serious business.
No, but go ahead, man.
That's
That's dope,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
No, Savant is a great guy. You know what I'm saying? We used to we did a couple records back in like, God, I want to say like 2008. You know what I mean? Long time ago, man. But Hex knew him, and just a lot of people. You know what I mean? So he posted I remember he posted a link to his Bandcamp, I believe, and I went there to check it out, and I was like, damn, man, this guy's incredible, so we started actually working on the Love, Tears, and Smiling Faces album in like 2010. He was living in North Phoenix, right there, Glendale, next to Metro Center Mall, and we started working on the project then. We didn't release it till last year.
Yeah.
But we had the record Key to Success, and that was our big record. We shot a video for that. Video did really, really well. This was around the time when like blogs were still big, so like Kevin Nottingham, I knew him good, and he would throw it on there, and a lot of other right, a lot of these people. Those were good times, man. The blog days, like 08 through like 2011.
Yeah.
Like those were good times,
Yeah.
man. It was good, man. And then going to like South by Southwest and linking up with a lot of these people, meeting them in person. The internet can be a good place. It could be a shitty place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've really learned that within the last year.
Right.
But if you utilize it right, it can be one of the best things for you.
I mean,
some of the greatest people in my life I met from the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very true.
Did a project. Three projects. With a producer from Ghana.
That's
fire. Shout out to my man 3Q Beats.
That's fine.
We did three never met the kid, but he's in Ghana. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
great.
that's met from the internet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it is what you make it. You know what I mean?
It is.
I have a quick question, man.
Absolutely,
How did you
go.
get Metaphorical on your show?
Oh, Chaz? Oh man, that's my
No,
brother, man.
I'm not talking. I wanted him to come on our show. And,
Okay.
Stuff like that. But
Mez the homie.
Yeah.
He's been supposed to come on like twice, so he
yeah.
knows what's up.
Man, I'm
He's a hard man to get a hold of sometimes.
Yeah, no, we used to live together. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like,
you pulled the card
I'm
on
like,
him.
that's Chaz. You know what I mean? That's my brother. That's my brother, man. Yeah, no,
Shout out to
and
Med.
he's yeah, man, you hit the nail on the dot. Yeah, Med, like he's you know what I'm saying, like you gotta when he's ready for something, he'll be ready. You know what I mean? And I used to get on him, man, because I'm so go, especially at the time when we were living together. It was 2014 through 16. Yeah, I lived for a couple years. You know, I'm so on the go, like especially with like music, you know, with music, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I'm grinding. I'm like, we got to do this, and he's so laid back. You know what I mean? I've always admired that from him because I'm the one who's like going 1,000 miles an hour. You know what I mean? And he's the one that's just like, Dave, it's not that serious.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's
And it's just, and that's him. And it's like I learned a lot from him, and I'm a lot more like that now. You know what I'm saying? But back then, it was like. No, man, because all you knew was it's the grind, the grind. Like, nah, no sleep. Sleep is for suckers. All that bullshit. You get older, you're like, nah, I could use a few hours. You know what I mean?
Need a few hours.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but I could hit him. You know what I'm saying?
No,
he knows.
He knows.
I'll put out the bat signal. You know what I'm saying?
I need to be able to pull some kind of card, man. So
I thought I'd just put it out there in the universe. You know, that's all I'm saying. Man.
Yeah, no,
you know?
you know, I mean,
I really just appreciate his work. You know,
absolutely, man. And that's another guy. That's another guy who's a jack of all trades, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he can, you know, it's like he can do it all. You know what I mean? And so,
he popped up with a camera one day, and it's just like now he's a professional photographer, like.
And then he's doing video now.
And he's fired.
You know, and he does
videos now. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, yeah, man. Like, you know, I just it's incredible. You know what I'm saying? I just had hit him, and you know, I was like, yo, you know, want to get you on the show. But the way we do it is we film every week. So it's like I gotta, you know, you tell me yes, like we have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because like. If not, we're gonna miss a week, and it's gonna throw everything off. I can't get somebody else last minute. You know what I mean? So with him, I had to like confirm. But he was, you know, he was like, yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You know, he loves what we're doing. He loves the transition and stuff like that, and he knows Jimmy real well too. And you know, I think that's the good thing too with the show is, you know, it's something that I'm happy that I made so many connections during the years of music that I did, and I wasn't an asshole, because that really plays a significant role in the progression of the show. You know what I mean? So it's like when I'm reaching out to these people, they're like, that's Miranda. You know what I'm saying? Like absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. You know, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's really helped, man. That's why like you gotta always just treat people right, man. You know what I'm saying? Because when you leave, when you transition, that's all you're gonna be remembered for. You know what I'm saying? Is how you treated people.
Right.
You were an asshole and everything.
Right.
Well, that
I don't want to
spit on you. You know what I mean? Whatever, man. You know what I mean? That it good riddance. You know. Yeah. So you always want to treat people right, man. It goes a long way. So.
Was it a conscious decision for you to not really be on camera while you're shooting the show?
Yeah.
Was that from like day one?
Yeah.
Because it's almost, I don't even want to say it, Vlad style, but better though, right? Like
for sure.
Way better. Like
for
I hate
sure.
Vlad TV, but
right. Exactly. No, I get what you mean.
I really thought that was done well. Like because I was like, oh, you do the intro.
You see me in the beginning. You see me in the end.
And that's
because the whole premise of everything and the whole idea of it all was it's not about me.
That's fire.
It's about them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want them to tell their story.
That's
like
fire.
this is you guys. And then having the musical background, I was like, to keep the monotony, to keep it, you know, any awkward silence, you know what I'm saying? Let's add music. It'll make it run smooth. You know what I'm saying? It's like then you're not off beat. And then what it does too is it actually makes it look like a show. Like this is something that my buddy was telling me. He was like, yo, man, like this is some shit that like I could see on like Vice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He was like,
legit.
He's like straight up. He goes, this looks like something on Vice. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, the good, because that was the whole idea. You know what I'm saying? And it's like So you have the music and everything. It's just keeping it. And then now what we did is we established a solid. We just did it for Richie's episode. This is gonna be like our initial intro now, like the beginning part. Normally, like at the beginning we'll have the drone shot and everything. Well, now it's gonna. If you see Richie's episode, we have the shot of like Wallace and Ladmo. We have the shot of Chase Field. We have the shot of the Westward Ho sign. You know what I mean? So you're seeing these things. You got downtown. You know what I'm saying? The district court section and everything. You have all that now, and then you just kind of see me like in the car. It's saying my name. We're showing the credits at the beginning. Like a show. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be the solid one now from now on.
That's fire. So,
because I was telling Jimmy, I was like, because the end game here, really, the end goal, I should say, is to get it on TV. You know what I mean? So it's like that's where I really would like it to go. You know what I mean? So why not set it up for that now?
Exactly.
You know what I mean, you're kind of putting it into fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was this will sound funny?
Yeah.
Was the hand rub always part of it?
Yeah.
Because you watch it and it's like, but was it something that you did and it was like, yo, that's fire, I'm doing that every show?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it's every, it's
Yep.
And it's super like, it's super hip hop.
Yeah.
Super hip hop.
Yep, absolutely, man. And then the whole, like when we had Apollo on the show, he was like, and he's not the first person who said this too. He goes, the main part that I really love is, but today's guest, he goes, did you like plan that?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it just happened. I go, we're just figuring shit out. You know what I'm saying? I go, it just happened. You know what I mean? And he goes, I love that shit. He goes, that needs to be on a shirt, And I was like, I go, he goes, but today's guest. So that's why at the end of his episode, you saw the blooper where he was coming out. He was like, but today's guest, we just had fun with it, but it's like, I was like, nah, it's just shit that just, you're just trying shit out, man, and just hoping that it, that it sticks. You know what I mean?
Bag and was like, Jimmy, I got to do the hand rub.
Got to do it. And at the same time too, I was telling him, I was like, you want to do something that's consistent. The best example, so it's like, normally like you'd have me like, like changing the sunglasses, changing the hat. I refer that kind of back to like Mr. Rogers. You know what I'm saying? Like at the beginning, it's like he's changing the cardigan, changing the shoes. Yeah. It's something that you know what I'm saying? That you can, you automatically are like, you relate. It's like that's gonna be that's the intro.
That's fire.
So just having something consistent like that, doing things, keeping the music, because we try things at first and then it's like, you think we should keep that? Like after the first few episodes, we're like, should we do that, you think? Or do you think we should change this? Do you think we should have music in the beginning? It goes all these things. We're just trying to figure everything out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it was like, nah, let's keep it, because I was like, I think people will catch on. Just trust me on this. You know what I mean? Like, just watch.
Sometimes you do have to allow it to breathe, right? Like you
got to, man. I mean, after like 3 episodes, you do something, you're not going to be able to tell if something's going to work.
Right.
You got to let it go a few, man, and then finally, it's like, nah, we got something here.
Yeah, that's like the creative process. You got to let it.
You
got to let it go. You got to let it go,
man.
and then
you have to be patient, and you have to trust it.
Right.
Like that's the main thing. You just have to trust it. You have to trust your instincts, trust yourself, and really just continue. That's the way that you'll pursue everything, man, and and be able to progress.
Do you have a guest that you don't have booked, that you want to get booked? Somebody that you're like, man, I really want this person on
locally
on our show. Anybody?
Because what we've been doing is we've been now, like we had Master Ace on the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had Wordsworth on the show.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to get the whole point of it is to base it around Arizona, because it's like our unsung, you know what I mean, in a sense, and so I wanted to base it off that, and the people that I'm getting, I'm very selective. I'm getting the ones that were around when I was coming up and before, you know what I mean, because these are the unsung heroes, these are the ones who I always felt like they have a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may not be doing anything. People may have forgotten them. And that's been the thing with a lot of these people. Like, we had Tyree Michael Carter on the show, and it's like, he was the first promoter out here to bring a hip-hop artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he had never done one of these before. Like, that blew our mind.
That's
you know what I'm
crazy.
saying? He was like, I've never done. He was real nervous, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, it's going to be fine, man. We're just shooting the shit. You're just telling the story.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll turn this way. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like, we're going to be fine, man. That's a walk in the park, you know? But just getting these people like that I feel deserve to tell their story, you know what I mean? And so, I got some real cool ones lined up, man, too, for next month. But locally, man, CeCe Peniston.
Okay.
I really, and I know her brother Greg real good. You know, they've unfortunately been going through some losses in their family and stuff like that. So I know she's kind of been, you know, was going through it. So I was like, no, we'll hold off, you know, a while.
Yeah.
But definitely would love to get CeCe on the show. There was a man. There's a brother, I don't know if you guys remember, in 1997, man, he had a big record called For My Homies with Roger Troutman. It went by Von Tell.
Okay.
He, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, he had an album called Visions of a Dream. And his style, I would say, if I had to compare, like, he was a mixture of, like, Sugar Free and Warren G.
Okay. Wow.
He had Battle Cat producing for him. iRock was producing the album.
Yeah, shout out to Iron.
I mean, it was a phenomenal project, bro. And the record was huge for my homies. He had Buki on there. I'm definitely gonna get Buki on the show, but like, and he had Problems from the Survivalists also. Problems actually just hit me, you know, last week, so we're gonna get him on the show. And then they had Roger Troutman, you know, huge record, man. You know what I'm saying? I was in like 8th or 9th grade at the time when this dropped, and it was like phenomenal, right? And you know, he had a real big run. It was Full Life Records, man. That was the record company they were with. It was Full Life Records. And then it's just, I don't know what happened, man, you know, but you know, like I asked Taji Sharp, because Taji worked with him, and no one's heard from him, man. You know what I mean? So that's someone I would really love to get on the show. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like, you know, his story was incredible at that time. You know, him being one of the first artists out here to have a mainstream artist, Roger Troutman. God rest his soul. But the song was in rotation on Power 92 at the time, like nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Would love to get him on. I reached out to the Gin Blossoms because I wanted to get the lead singer on the show as well.
Okay.
And at the time I reached out in the middle of COVID. You know, their manager got back to me and was like, you know, appreciate the offer, but we're not doing any interviews right now. And I was, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you for responding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At least you got a response.
At least I got a response. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a few, man. You know what I mean? But I would really love to get CeCe Peniston on the show too.
That would be really
that
fun.
would be. I think that would be awesome.
That would be an exciting show for sure.
Yeah.
Going back to Love, Tears, and Smiling Faces.
Yes.
You said you guys started that in 2010.
Long time ago, man.
But just came out around April of last year, right?
Last year, man. Yeah, like we.
So how long was all those songs old? Did you record some that were kind of more recent, or was it
a few?
Okay,
a few.
but
Yeah.
most of the album was done then.
Done then.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, it was all done then, man. You know, like we had a few that were new that we added and stuff. But yeah, the majority of it, man, was all old, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you guys shelf it, and then it was just
So what happened was, not to get too personal, but like we were like, me and him were kind of going through some stuff in our lives at the time when we were originally gonna drop it, because the push was there. Like we had Key to Success.
Right.
We had the music video.
Right.
I was performing it. It was doing good. Like it was the buzz was there. And then some things happened, you know, kind of got unmotivated for a little while. And then it was interesting. Like we just started working on another project, and I think at that time too was when like Dem Funk and everybody was coming out, you know. So you were getting a lot of that. Oh God, what's the group that's with that's Mayor Hawthorne and Jake One? Is it suit and ties, or no? It's
I know you're
bow tie, or it's I forgot the name.
Yeah.
But they had that sound, bro, where it was like that electro, that West Coast electro funk, like Flying Lotus, and all that. So I was like, this was 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, 2016. And I was like, yo, like, man, maybe we should do something like this, and it was a different transition, man. It was a fun project. Really, we just had fun. Like, it was an EP. It was called the H&M EP. And I
remember that.
So we dropped that. But it was just fun, man. Like, we had a record called Down, and I'm wearing like a sailor hat and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were just having fun, just being fools, man. And that's the part of hip hop that I really miss too. You know what I mean? Like, I was a big, losing Shock G lately, I was a big Digital Underground fan. Right. And I respected them because they were just so fun, man. You know what I'm saying? De La Soul, just Kwame, all these guys, just having fun, man. Like, that's the way hip hop. It didn't have to always be so serious, man, or political or gangsta or whatever, right? Like, have fun with it, man. Kid and play, you know what I mean? That kind of bringing it to that element, and so so that was a great project, man. It was nice. Love, Tears and Smiling Faces. Obviously the title says it all, so you had a mixture of all of that. Yeah. You know what I mean, in it. And that's always, I don't know, that's just always where I've always just been in my best element, is when I'm doing like more serious records. Never been real like a political artist like that, but I'm just emotion type records that'll make you think, make you feel. That's always where that's been my pocket, you know what I mean? And everybody has their own thing, you know what I mean? But that's always where I've always been like, oh, this is a no-brainer, you know what I mean?
Sounds like somebody else I know. Projects over here, This guy over here has been shelving a project for a while, man, for a minute.
Oh boy,
sorry, I retired.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, are you now that you got the show going, are you gonna still drop some records, or you maybe just you and Hex, or are you kind of like, what, it's a part of my life that I'm.
Yeah, like, I'm just in a whole other space now, man. You know what I mean? And it's like even releasing the album last year, it felt good. You know what I mean? It did. But I was just, I'm just in a whole nother space now, man. Gotcha. Like, this is like my buddy the other day asked me, he was like, do you still write, man? Like, do you still write bars? I was like, well, it's always going to be in you. So it's like, you're in the shower, maybe you're walking around the crib, you're in the grocery store, people thinking I'm crazy or something, but it's like you're thinking of stuff, you know what I mean? It's just how it is, man. You know what I mean? So you'll think of a couple little bars here and there, or something. Watching that the Lox versus Dipset versus kind of had me in my, you know what I mean? Right? Had me in my okay. You know what I mean? I got a lot of joints. Maybe I could do a versus, or something. You know what I mean? But it was fun, But like that part is always gonna be with you, man. It's like muscle memory. You know what I mean? So, but really, man, like I don't like write. You know what I mean? Like I write topics for the show, and you know what I mean? That's just where I'm at with it now. You know what I'm saying?
So door's not completely shut.
It's not completely, you know what I mean? But, right now it's like,
just focusing
let's just tackle this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you gonna add, either on to the show the way it is, or are you gonna maybe start doing other shows? Have you talked about doing other shows along with the Just Give Me 5?
Yeah, there's some things down the line. That I was gonna do like a solo thing, where it was just kind of me telling stories. Okay. I don't want to give too much, but it's it's something kind of like a I remember when, and just kind of going, just telling some stories. You know what I mean? Just one story each. You know what I mean? Maybe drop one a month. You know what I mean, or something like that. So that's kind of been something that I'm thinking about doing too. Maybe a podcast. Just little things, but right now it's like let's just get this off the ground, get more and more, the grassroots of everything, get it in the door, and kind of go from there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Do you, if you can say, and you can plead the fifth here. Yeah. Do you have a favorite guest that you've had on so far?
Yeah, I do. I do. I was really blown away from the Alex Santamaria episode.
Okay, yeah.
It's just, I mean, it was, yeah. Even me and Jimmy were like, yeah, that's like the best one right now. You know what I mean? Like, it just, the history, the stories, man, like just everything, the way he was, just the whole nine, man. The whole presentation was just, it was great, man. And then it's like, you know, and then it's like it gets emotional because it's like, you know, he had a massive heart attack 5 years ago, and it was like, you know, and then you just kind of see, you know, the doctor told him straight up, he was like, if you live another 3 years, that'll be a miracle, because it was so massive. Like, he died like 7 times or something.
Crazy.
And so, you know what I mean? So to see where he's at, you know, and everything, and just having all that, it was amazing, man. And then there's the stories, you know, the Whitney Houston story. He told us a really cool Bobby Brown one, man, off camera. And it was like, I guess like when Bobby Brown was with New Edition, you know, when they were kids. They came out here and they were going to perform at the Coliseum. And I guess Bobby was crying, right? Like, and he was like, you know, why, you know, telling his manager, like, you know, why is he crying, you know? Yeah. And the manager was like, well, because they didn't let him sing his part in Candy Girl. They had Ralph do it. So he's like real, like, taking it hard right now. He's like, and then the guy told him, like, you know, Alex, man, you mind just taking him to the snack bar and, you know, maybe buying him a hot dog or something? He goes, yeah, man, all right, you know. So he goes, hey, kid, you know, come with me, you know. So he goes, you hungry? And he's like crying, like looking up. He's like, because you think he was like probably like 11 years old, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you know, like, you know, the snot in his nose and everything. And he goes, all right. He goes, we get a hot dog. You want a soda? You know, and everything. He goes, yeah. He goes, hey, kid. He goes, so I forgot the manager's name. Told me to also tell you that, you know, you have nothing moving forward for the rest of this tour. You have nothing to worry about because, you know, you're gonna be able to sing your part on every show. And he kind of looks at him and he was like, yeah? And he goes, yep. He goes, all right. And he goes, all right, eat your hot dog. You know what I mean? So then, about 9 years later, the Don't Be Cruel album comes out. He's Bobby now. Like, he's Bobby. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me shit. You know what I mean? Bobby, right? And he was performing, I forgot where, but Alex goes to the back to the green room to do the interview with him. Manager's like standing out, you know, in front of the door, and he's like, you know, hey, wait, you know, and he's like, hey, I'm Alex Santamaria from the radio. We're here to do the interview. And the door was cracked. And he said Bobby was just like, you know, nah, no interviews, you know, after the show. I don't do interviews before my shows.
Okay.
You know, he's feeling himself. He's Bobby now.
Right.
And Alex goes, and the door was open, and Alex goes, man, if you don't tell him to let me come in and do this interview, I'm going to get on the radio and tell everyone that about 9-10 years ago, he was crying in front of me because he couldn't sing his part. And he just said that, he goes, wait. And he walks over to the door and he opens it. He goes, hold on. And he goes, he looks at him. He's like, I remember that. He goes, that's fine. That was you. And he goes, yeah, brother. You know what I mean? He goes like that. And he goes, and he just kind of looked down for like a few seconds, Bobby, and he was like, come in, man. We could do the interview.
That's
dope.
So
dude.
Dope, bro. I had some
so
chills. Cool. I got them now just hearing. Like, it was fire, bro.
That's fire.
You know, it's just like,
that's
like,
fire.
And this is like Bobby. You know what I mean? And he's just like, yeah, come on in, man. We could do the interview. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
but that goes back to what you said earlier, man, about, you know, creating those type of relationships.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Had he not taken him and treated him, you know, well and
with some decency,
and didn't scream at, stop crying, kid, you know.
Right, exactly. No, he was like, you know, he was helping him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he was reassuring him that everything was going to be okay. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Right. That goes a long way too.
That's fire.
You know,
that is a fire ass story.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy, man.
Now I really can't wait for the behind the scenes. Like, you got to do it on the 100th episode.
Yeah.
Drop like the behind the scenes compilation of some of the other crazy stuff that you guys talk about.
I know, man. But he did tell because he told the Whitney Houston, because I was telling him, I was like, I was kind of going over the questions with him prior, prepping them and stuff, because I didn't send them to him because he was like, because normally I send the questions like about 4 days in advance to the guests, so they can prep, you know what I mean, and kind of go over everything, so it's not. Plus, it makes it smoother for us. We're not there for 3 hours now. You know, we're doing all these different takes.
Trying to figure out what.
Yeah, it's like,
no,
can we do that again? You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. It's like they're ready. Let's work. So we were kind of talking before that, but yeah, he was like, nah, brother, you don't. I hit him like 3 days before that, and he was like, nah, brother, you don't gotta send me nothing. I'm an open book, man. Like, we'll just do it on the fly. And he's such a pro. Like, it was nothing. Like, he's literally was like. It was no retakes. Like, he was like just smooth, just butter the whole time. Like, what you saw was all one takes. Like, he just nailed it out the park, bro. And so it was cool, man. And so, but I was talking to him before that, and I was like, yeah, one of the questions I'm going to ask you though is going to be a few of your greatest memories, from your career. He goes, oh boy, wow. He goes, well, I'm actually glad that you asked me that one. He's like, because I got so many, man. He goes, I have literally met everybody that I wanted to meet except Eddie Murphy. He goes, but I knew his brother Charlie real good. He goes, Charlie used to actually train in my dojo. He goes, and when the Suns when Marley and Joe Klein were with the Suns in '93, they used to train in my dojo.
That's fire.
It's just like, dude, like, what a life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, just it was just, the guy is just a gem, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so that was really, really dope, man. That's hands down, that's my favorite one.
That's dope.
Nice.
That's dope.
But I mean, all of them are just all of them are great,
like
man.
You know, the most recent is the most special. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's so true, man. I'm running with that, bro. I like that.
So music. I ask everybody this who's involved in music.
For sure, man.
I love to know, curious.
For sure.
What do you think the state of music is today, hip hop in general? Like, do you think it's in a good state, bad state, weird state, growing state, whatever it is? Like, do you think it's weird? What's your take on
There's a little bit of that.
General?
There's a little bit of that word you just used right now. But you know what, man? Hip hop's always been weird. People thought ODB was weird when we first heard him.
True.
People thought Del the Funky Homo Sapien was a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way things are. People may have thought Skee-Lo was corny for I Wish. Like, come on, dude. You know what I mean? But it's like, that's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And these are legends. You know what I'm saying? And music is there's always something for everyone. That's something that you learn.
That's a fact.
Like I may not be into Juggalo rap, but there's people who love Tech Nine. I love Tech Nine too. I mean, I respect him as an MC. Yeah. Am I gonna sit there and lie to you guys right now to your faces and tell you that I listen to every Tech Nine album?
Right.
No. Right. I'd be lying my ass off.
Right.
But do I respect his technical skill? You know what I mean? Hence, that's in his name. But it's like, yes, of course, the guy's an elite MC.
For sure.
But there's people, Insane Clown Posse. That wasn't my cup of tea, but there's people who love that.
Right.
You know, it's like, there's always going to be something for everyone, dude. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, and that's the only problem now is that everything is just so redundant. It's just so, it's just all you hear. It's like everyone sounds the same. You know what I mean? You don't have a whole lot of your Naughty by Natures.
Right.
Your Diggable Planets.
Right.
Your Gang Stars. You know what I'm saying? Your gosh, man, I mean, Arrested Development.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, and then you want to go females. It's like your Queen Latifahs.
Right.
The female MCs now, it's like, it's all about, excuse my French, but it's like, wet pussy and this, that, and third. Come on, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, because now I don't want to be hypocritical, because Kim, Foxy, Trina, they were all kicking that too, but there was still, I guess there was still more of a skill fashion form to it.
For sure.
Plus the production was great. You know what I'm saying? And Foxy was spitting her ass off. Even if Nas was writing for her, she was spitting her ass off. Kim, and this is the thing too, I tell people all the time, got into not an argument, but with a buddy of mine, a discussion, a debate about Biggie the other day, and he was like, because he was like, Biggie only had 2 albums. I go, no, he didn't. I go, you got to remember, this man wrote the entire Junior Mafia Conspiracy album, the entire Little Kim album, and he wrote Little Caesar's The Wonderful World of Caesar Leo album. Those are 3 albums that he wrote, the whole thing. Junior Mafia won spin. He had to write for these guys.
Yeah.
Right.
So those are 3 albums there, dude. Yeah, he's not the artist. He wrote it all, though.
Yeah.
Right.
So, no, it's like, and they were bangers, dude. Crush on You for C's, you know, and then Kim, you know, like Not Tonight and these kind of records, you know. Like, and so I was like, no, so technically, man, he doesn't have just 2 albums. You know what I'm saying? These are the other albums that you have to include. Yeah. But, you know, that's the only problem is that now it's like everything is just so like, I mean, it's almost just sounds like one straight album.
Yeah, if you turn on the radio,
it's just like everyone sounds the same. Like you can't even, you close your eyes, man, you can't even tell these dudes apart. I wouldn't even be able to tell you who they were if I saw them. You know what I mean? And so that's the only problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, really, like everyone sounded different back then. You know, everybody you could tell. You know, granted, you know what I'm saying? Like Will Smith sounded like Rakim on Summertime, and there's still the big rumor that Rakim wrote that for him, but it's, you know, Will denies it and so does Rakim. But if you really sit back and listen to it, it totally sounds like him. You know what I mean? Like Ross. So, but you knew everyone was different. Like you knew that was Cube. You know what I'm saying? Right. You knew that was Too Short. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you knew that was Redman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew that was Biggie. You knew that was Pac. You know what I'm saying? You just had these different styles, and it's just we don't have that anymore. That's the thing that makes it unfortunate.
Do you think it will come back to something like that?
I mean, you know, God willing, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, I mean, it just all depends. You know, and it's like, to each his own in regards of everything, like even like sexual preference, right? Like who cares? Like you know you're homosexual and hip, who cares, right? You're a lesbian. To each his own. But it's like, I think the part that a lot of people get upset about, if you follow Sadat X on IG, he's like notorious for this. But I think a lot of it is that it just seems like a lot of that that style of fashion, you know, is kind of thrown in a lot more now than it was. It's a lot more accepted. There's a lot of things that are a lot more accepted now,
right?
And that's fine. It's like, you know, to be true to who you are. You just kind of see a lot of that more now. Whereas, like, I guess like when we were coming up in the '90s, even in the early 2000s, you know, it's like Common said on oh God, I forgot what record it was, where he was like, there's rumors of a gay MC, just don't come around me with it. You still rocking hickeys, don't let me find out he did it. You know what I'm saying? It was always looked so down upon, whereas now it's like it's a lot more accepted. And so some people will have, you know, people who kind of like look a little further into stuff. It's like, is that being pushed upon more? Men wearing skirts and, you know, painting their nails and stuff like that. But then it's like, shit, man. I mean, let's look at Andre 3000 for a second. You know what I mean?
Prime example.
Let's look at that. I mean, Andre was painting his nails, and, you know, look at the way he was coming across. And
for sure.
we still acknowledge him as a rap god.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
I mean, Prince is one of my idols, my musical idols. And, I mean, the man would come on stage with his ass hanging out, you know, literally, literally.
Yeah,
you know,
no joke.
You know, so,
and it became the symbol at one point.
And then it became the symbol, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that part of it, it's like you got to be able to kind of separate the two, you know, from that. But I just know a lot of people. I really don't care, but it's just I see a lot of people, as far as the future and what the industry and what they're all trying to push down is that it's this, you know, and it's like, you know, like Lil Nas X is doing his thing, you know, and it's like, you know, he's comfortable in his own skin. For sure. I mean, at first I kind of looked at it as like I looked at like the industry's using this kid, you know, I mean, I kind of looked at it as he's a tool for them.
Yeah, it sure seemed that way. Yeah.
There was some things, some eyebrow raises, you know, it's like, really? Okay. You know what I mean? Is this something he really wanted to do? You know, like you kind of sit back and question some things, but you know, that's him and that's his life. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is nowadays is you can't say anything anymore. You know, you have cancel culture. Like look at was it the baby?
Yeah.
You know, like,
oh yeah.
I mean, they're taking his music off airplay. It was one thing to take it off digital platforms. They're removing his stuff from airplay now. So they're making it to where this kid is literally like about to be forgotten.
Yeah.
Give it a year from now, it's whatever. And this kid was like one of the biggest artists, you know?
Oh yeah.
But it's like it's just we're in a cancel culture now, so it's like you can't say anything anymore. You know, it's like the comedians from back in the day, you know, are probably just like, wow, man, like we would have never had a shot. Rodney Dangerfield and these guys, Andrew Dice Clay, you know what I mean? Richard, you know, Richard was still, well, see, even Richard was open about his sexual preferences too. You know, Richard told people straight up, he was like, you know, I hooked up with guys, you know what I mean? Like, and it was like, we still looked at it as that was Richard Pryor. Right. You know what I'm saying? There were rumors that he was sleeping with Marlon Brando. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I can't look at those kinds of things and just be like, that's going to make me not like this person. Is he funny? That's all that matters to me. Right. Can you perform? Are you a great artist? Yeah. That's all that matters to me, man. You know, and
well, when DMX passed away, we went and did a DMX like a little tribute, and we did shot a video for it and everything.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We back when we listened to all stuff, just kind of reminiscing, and I think I even asked Dre at one point, and I said, "Hey, dude," I said, "Do you think this music could be made today?"
If DMX had made,
no,
and I was like, "There's no way, dude.
If he
those
came
albums,
out as an artist, he wouldn't even. There's no
way,
because he was saying."
Oh, he was saying some,
I mean,
dude, even when he
every
was
other bar was like, what?
Yeah,
it was fire though.
It was fire. Well, yeah, and I think that too. I think I don't even think shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people want to kick that white privilege shit all day, but like, I don't even think Eminem coming out now.
No.
97, 98 M?
No.
Wouldn't have lasted.
Wouldn't
have lasted, bro.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how hard they went at him for his Elton John situation, and he had to go out on the MTV it the Music Awards? Holding his hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Walking out on stage with this man side by side, holding his hand and letting everybody know it was all love. He had to do that, and this was before cancel culture.
Right.
That was like in like 01.
Yeah.
So can you imagine now?
No.
There's no way, bro.
There's no way.
There's just no way, dude.
Yeah.
But it's funny, man. I was watching an interview with the Locks after their verses with they were on Breakfast Club.
I saw that too.
And I think it was Styles P brought up something where he said, "How can you have the talk about mental health and cancel culture?
Yep.
Like, are we sending these people off and just letting them be the same way, or are we saying, hey, come here, like you talked about, hey, come here,
right?
Let me give you some advice and let you know,
you
know, here's your mistake." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because if we're not doing that with, especially our artists,
right?
In today's world with the internet and all that,
Right.
If we're not doing that to help them, we're gonna continue to just go through artists like this and like that.
Absolutely, man.
You know?
I mean, these are kids who, you know, really came from poverty, man, and like I tell people all the time, like people, like my buddy, he's super hard on Tupac, man. He's always been so hard on him, and I'm like, did you not fail to realize that this kid was only 25 years old when he died?
Yeah.
I go, how fucking like mature were you at 25?
Right.
You were still doing beer runs.
Right.
What the fuck were you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you want to sit here and have an opinion on this man who, let's keep in mind everything that he was going through at 25 when he passed. Prior to that, you know what I'm saying? A rape charge, something you didn't do, right? It's been proven that you did, and you get set up by your own friends, and then you get shot 5 times in a studio session. You don't know, you know, you're thinking these are your homies, you know, you don't know what's going on. Now you're going to jail, you know what I'm saying? Now you're going to prison. It's like all of these things were happening to this guy when he was like 23 at that time.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like he was a kid, bro.
Yeah.
Like Biggie was a kid,
They
dog.
were-
He
they
was
were-
24
they were
years old,
kids.
man. Like, I'm
Yeah.
38. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like
That's a fact.
I've lived. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at 24,
Right.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, bro, you hadn't even lived life yet,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
and they were doing so much already. They had so many responsibilities. Like I just talked about, Biggie wrote for all these people because he told them, he's like, when I make it, y'all gonna make it, you know. So he made Junior Mafia rappers. He goes, no, because we're gonna put this album out so you can get residuals and hopefully take care of your family. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do this for you guys. It's like he knew his time was coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's too is that, you know, we're so quick to be hard on people, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, these guys are kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them grow, man. Let them live. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been very interesting. The thing with Tupac is it would have been so nice, man, just to see, like, him make it into his 30s or something, right?
Yeah, for
just
sure.
to see like how mature like his mindset and just the kind of individual that he would have adapted and you know ended up becoming. You know what I mean? But we got cheated on that. We never would have known. It's always a what if, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel you though, man. But I think you know, music is always going to be music. You know, I don't really listen to a lot of the new stuff, just to be honest, man. Like.
Well, I think you said
it's just really not my cup of tea, man.
Yeah,
you know?
I think you said it kind of. I've asked that question, I think, with everybody, and that's you know, it's copycat. We see a lot of copycats going
there's
on.
no
And shout out to
originality.
Kimbo who had on it, and he said that, and that kind of resonated with me. And you said it as well, and it's just like we're being shoved. And with every genre of music too,
with everything,
not just hip hop. It's everything. It's alternative.
Everything.
It's pop.
That's facts, bro.
It's everything.
That's facts.
Everything is you know, a copycat and a copycat and a copycat.
That's facts, man.
You know,
that's very true, man.
and it's hard. There's really good music out there, by the way. It's just really hard to find.
Oh, there is. You know,
it's
what I
just
mean?
really hard to find
no,
because it's not what's pushed up to the forefront.
Right.
You know? It's
right.
just not.
Right.
So we've always kind of lived in this FM, know, kind of culture. You know,
that's true.
What is put in front of our face.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Luckily now we have the internet. It just takes a lot of digging to find it. You know,
It does.
Or subscribing on Instagram or Twitter or TikTok or whatever to find these musical people. You know? So,
No, that's very true, man. And that's just the, and I think like, as long as you can do that, it shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like who cares what is in the top 10 right now or whatever, like mainstream or who's on the radio.
Yeah.
When I can just go listen to, you know, Blue in Exile, you know what I mean, or something.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like I can just go and listen to some Dilla or somebody, right? Like I can go and listen to Tanya Morgan or just whoever, you know, some people that I want to listen to. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, like
That's true.
we have these streaming sessions now, and like Common said, man, if I don't like it, I don't like it. It don't mean that I'm hating. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's just
that is facts.
it's
dude.
just, but and that's the problem too
Yeah.
with nowadays. Also, is that it's like, gosh, man, it's like you can't even like dislike anything anymore.
No.
Like everything is so like, you know,
cut.
you know,
dry.
like I listened to Tom Segura's podcast, right?
Okay.
He has one called Two Bears, One Cave, and he had Felipe Esparza, the comedian, on.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, fool? You know that guy. Hilarious, man. It was a great episode, incredible episode. And so but Felipe was saying, because they were talking about like cancel culture, you know, and Felipe was saying on there, he was like, you know, I had a guy email me, you know, because they found out that I don't want to say the person's name, but they found out that I was following this person on social media still, or I guess something, maybe they had an accusation on him, right? And the person emailed him and was like, I cannot believe that you're still following this person. I've been a fan of yours for years. I've been to your shows, all this stuff. This is a huge disappointment. I can't believe that you would still be following this person. And Tom was like, they emailed you that? And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, you see, a person that does that has like nothing going for them.
I mean,
you know,
nothing.
he goes like, you had all that time to look up and search to see who I'm following. And this is where the narcissist part of it comes in, because that's where a lot of it is, man. It's just it's narcissist, man. Like, you know, because they want it to be. It's like, you know, I'm gonna email you,
right,
to tell you, that you shouldn't do this. And it's like, and then Felipe was like, what was this guy? What were they expecting, that I was gonna just be like, oh, sorry, bro, you know, I'll unfollow right now.
I'm unfollowing right now.
And then Tom looks at him and he goes, Felipe, the scary part is that's exactly what that person wanted. That's exactly what they wanted. It's their way. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, you know, it's just, that's the part that's just really just like blows you away, man. It's
they're
like
typing it and like saying it out loud.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm never gonna.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, I don't even know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, that sucks. You know what I mean? But have a nice life, man. Like, I don't even know you.
Have you ever had any comments on the show? Like, you know, on the channel?
No, we haven't.
Nobody's tried to troll you on the.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. You know what I mean? And I try not to even read them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I'm like, we'll get spam because I'll notice like it'll say like we have 3 comments, right? And I only see 2. So then I'll hit Jimmy and be like, yo, can you check your phone right now? Can you see 3 comments on that on so and so's episode? Yeah. And he'd be like, nah, I just see 2. I go, but it says 3, right? He goes, yeah, it's just probably spam. You know what I mean? And I go, oh, okay. So it just lays there, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because I'm like, it says 3 comments, but I'm only seeing 2. I'm like, did someone block me?
Yeah.
You know, you start thinking, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, why can't I see that?
Right.
So then I'll hit Jimmy and he'll be like, nah, it's this is why. You know what I mean? And so it's like, but nah, I mean, for the most part, you know, everybody, I mean, everybody's, it's been love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, eventually, man, well, you know, we'll see what happens, but like Tony Baker hit me up.
Fire.
And he's a big fan of the show. You know what I mean? And he wants to get on it. You know what I mean? But you know, he just lost his son. Dude.
Man.
Like, you know, he was supposed to come out here next month, and I don't even know if that's gonna happen, bro.
I know.
And we were gonna try to set it up, you know, because Metaphorical knows him real well. You know what I mean? Like, and so when I was living with Med, like, we went to see him at Scottsdale at the Improv perform, and that's when I met him. This is 2016.
Right.
And so, you know, real good guy, man. Just real good guy. Yeah, he hit me one day, man, and then it was funny because then Med hit me and goes, yeah, I was gonna tell you, Dave. He was like, Tony hit me and was like, he said that he's really feeling the show. And I was like, yeah, because he follows me. You know what I mean? And I was like, and I started noticing he was liking a lot of the episodes.
That's dope.
And he was like, yeah, no, he legit. And then when he hit me on the, he sent me a DM on IG, and he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the music is real dope too. And I was like, that's my man Hexagon. You know what I'm telling him? And he goes, yeah. He goes, man. He goes, I love it, man. Like, the way you do it and everything. He goes, it's got a real positive vibe. And he's like, y'all doing a real good job. He goes like that. And he goes, so I want to be on it. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, man. I was like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Like, well, yeah, you know you've made it win, right? Like,
right. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know what I mean?
Fire.
So that was real cool, man. But yeah, God bless Tony, man, and his family.
Yeah,
you know,
for
that
sure.
was
Our condolences
that was
out to
real,
him and his family. Yeah.
Yeah, that was real. Damn, you know.
That was one of those ones. Like, I think
and they were close, man.
Yeah,
you know.
And my mom sent me the info, and it was like, it was one of those things where I was like, let me go look this up, because you know, nowadays, you know, it's kind of the same thing that happened with Kobe. I'm like,
you got to check, make sure, for sure.
So,
oh, I know, man.
Condolences, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So does your show come out scheduled? Is it a scheduled, like, that comes out every
Sunday morning? Every
okay.
Sunday morning, 8 a.m., 11 a.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Was when we release them, and then we film. But we just been banking, man. Like, we just been banking them.
That's
you know
good.
what I mean? So
that's good.
You know, and then we took a little break for a while. So our next filming isn't until next Saturday. You know, we normally film every weekend, but we haven't filmed these past since California.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been a few weeks. You know what I mean? But it was good because it was like we were so ahead that we could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's always good.
So yeah, man. So that helped a lot, you know.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Miranda, thank you for coming through.
Oh, man, thank you guys, man. Absolutely, man.
Awesome. Everybody, check out Miranda's show. Just Give Me 5. We'll have the link down in the description. You better click that link. And you better hit subscribe to this damn video, okay? Because y'all don't be subscribing. Y'all got to subscribe out here.
Oh, God, I know it, man. That's like, it's like, yo, like, yeah, I shared it. Yeah, but did you subscribe?
Did you subscribe?
You know what I mean? I'm not asking for, like, you know, you don't got to, like, donate anything, man. Just hit a subscribe. Right. That's the donation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the donation.
That's the that's the investment.
Yes, that is it.
Yeah, no, thank you guys, man. This is great, man. And I wish you guys more continued success, man.
Thank you, brother.
It's just all about consistency, man. You guys got that down. You got a good setup, so just keep going, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
You, man.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. Anyways, you guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
And as always, this is The Gray Space.
Yes, sir.
Peace.